Good morning. So today I'm going to do a quick lesson with you on time. Now I have my fancy clock right here and it is considered an analog clock. Analog clocks have at least two hands, an hour hand and a minute hand. Now the hour hand is shorter and the minute hand is longer. Now when we look at an analog clock, you always look at the little hand first, the hour hand first. That's where you read. And then you read the minute hand, the longer one. So if I'm looking at this clock, I'm going to look at the little hand first, and it is right in the middle of the two. And so the hour hand means it's 2 something. Now when you get to the minute hand, each little thing is a minute. So even though this says 12, it's actually 0. So this would be 2 o'clock or 2:00. If I scooched it over 1, it would be 2:01, 2:02, 2:03, 2:04, and then 2:05. But it's at the 1. I know, it's a secret. It's a secret code, and that's why making clocks is kind of tricky. Now, if you notice, if I scooch this down here, and if you look at this time, notice how my hour hand, which we'll always look at first, is between the 2 and the 3. And when it's between the 2 and the 3, that means you go back to this number, which is 2. You don't go forward to the 3, you just go back to the 2. Normally, you will go back to the smaller number. There's only one time where you can't. So you go back to the 2, and then this is at the 30. So, and I can do that because this is 0. We said this was 5 minutes, so every big number is going to be, we're going to skip count by 5s. So we have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we have 2, 30. Now to write 2:30, like a digital clock, you would have the 2 and a dot dot, then the 30, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to give you one to try now, okay? Let's look at this clock right here. This is an easy one to start with. If you look here, we have what time? Make sure you're always looking at the little hand first. All right, can you say it one more time? What time is this? Good, good. It's 8 o'clock. If you look at the little hand first, look at the hour hand first, it's pointing right directly in the middle of the 8. So that means it's 8. And then we get back to this 12, which is secret code for 0. So it is 8 o'clock. Good. Okay, that was easy. I am going to try and trick you now. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Here we go. So look at this clock and look at the time. Make sure you always look at the little hand first, the hour hand first, read that, and then figure out the secret code for that minute hand. Now you might be saying, but Miss Judge, it's not pointing right at a number. I know. So usually, there's only one exception when you don't, you go back to the smaller number. It's between the 11 and the 10. So which one is smaller or less? What's the 10? So you're going to go back to the 10. Okay, now figure out that minute hand. Okay, what time is it? Tell it to me one more time. All right, you're right. It's 10:30. So we have this. It goes back to the 10. So we know that's 10. And then we're here. This is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It is 10:30. Now, do you remember a different way that we can say 10:30? Yeah, 10:30. Good job, because it's halfway through the hour. Now notice if this is 30, a full clock is made up of 60 minutes. 60 little ticks to go around to make 1 hour. Well, great job. I'm going to leave you with one more. This is probably the trickiest of them all. All right. Look at that hour hand first. This is the one exception to that rule of going back to the smaller number. So when it's between two numbers, normally you go back to the smaller number. This one is not the case. So what time is this? Yeah. Say it one more time. Good job. It is 12:30. Look at that hour hand. It's between the 12 and the 1. This is the only time you go back. And usually you go back to the smaller number. This time you go back to the greater number because 12 is greater than 1. And then we come down here to the 6. We have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it is 12:30. All right. Hey, I hope you have a great day. I miss you terribly, and enjoy looking at the clocks and catching the time. Okay, bye.